My name is Amy Wilhelmy. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist for over 15 years. I'm currently pursuing a PhD in clinical sexology. I also am a ketamine-assisted psychotherapist. I do EMDR, and I'm also a couples therapist. So I practice emotionally focused therapy. And what you're seeing now is I am starting this YouTube series called Healing is a Messy Bitch. And what I'm talking about here is an integrative method to heal trauma. So if you're watching this, there's a good chance that you're curious about therapy, you're familiar with therapy, maybe you're in therapy, have been before, or maybe you're still recovering from therapy. And when I say recovering from therapy, just follow along and we'll go over that. But if you're thinking, I am doing all the things, I have done all the things, and I still feel stuck, I still feel numb, I still feel broken, let me first say this. You are not broken, but your care might be. Specifically, it might be fragmented. And let me break down what that actually means and why traditional trauma therapy or traditional therapy often misses the mark. So here's what I see in my practice over and over again. You've got a trauma therapist helping you to process through your childhood pain, a couples therapist trying to get you and your partner to communicate better, a sex therapist who maybe says, try a new position or use more lube or go with the partner that has the bigger libido, right? But meanwhile, your nervous system is quietly or not quietly screaming. I don't feel safe anywhere. And here's the problem. Each therapist is focusing on one part of you, but trauma doesn't exist in these neat little compartments. It's not just your mind. It's not just your relationship. It's not just what happened to you in your past. It's not just your body. It's all of it. And most therapy models are not built to speak across those parts. In fact, over 80% of trauma survivors report sexual challenges, and yet very few of them ever receive care that integrates trauma and sexuality. So what happens? Your therapy isn't working. Or worse, you think that you aren't working, that you are broken and it will never get better. And really, maybe your therapy is just missing the bigger picture. And it's not your fault. So what would integrated care actually look like? Let's reimagine something different. What if your healing team doesn't work in these little silos? What if we could integrate EMDR for trauma that lives in your nervous system? EFT for how you communicate and show up in relationships, how your attachment works with your partner, how your attachment worked with your family of origin. Sex therapy that actually addresses desire, shame, pleasure, identity, and ketamine-assisted psychotherapy to access deeper emotional truths and rewire patterns that maybe talk therapy alone can't touch. This isn't about doing more therapy. It's about doing therapy that actually makes sense, therapy that actually speaks the language of your whole system. And when we stop compartmentalizing your experience and start treating your healing as an interconnected process, everything shifts. You stop asking, what is wrong with me? And maybe you start asking, What does my nervous system need today? What would safety look like in my body, in my relationship, in my sex life, in truth? So this is what I'm proposing. We don't just offer therapy, we offer integration. The team includes trauma-informed, LGBTQI plus affirming therapists that are trained in all of these modalities so that your healing doesn't happen in these little fragments. Because healing, it isn't tidy, it isn't linear, and it's damn sure not surface level. This series that's called Healing is a Messy Bitch is about telling the truth. The messy, gorgeous, whole truth version of healing that doesn't just fit in this 53-minute box. So over the next few episodes, I'll walk you through how these therapies actually work together and apart. So I'll explain ketamine-assisted psychotherapy, EMDR, sex therapy, EFT, and how integration creates breakthroughs that traditional therapy just doesn't. So if you've ever thought, I'm doing all this work and I still feel broken, please hear me. You are not broken, but your care might be. And that's something we can fix. So I'd love you to subscribe. Drop a comment. What part of your healing feels very siloed right now? Does any of this resonate with you? And stick around because you are not alone. And we are just getting started.